We've been hearing about the Division Heartland for what feels like, I don't know, a couple of years, although I know it is less than that. It went through a closed test and then had a ton of footage revealed breaking the NDA, and then it was basically calm stark, nothing. The game and community has been silent since then. Now, rumor has it the game has gone through an extensive overhaul and a cycle of improvements, but we still don't know much about Heartland until now. Welcome back to another Division video. My name is LtBuzzLitebeer, and we just got this article from Try Hard Guides that has some more juicy details for us. But before we dive into this one, please take just a moment to smash that big, beautiful subscribe button and ring the bell to stay up to date on all my latest uploads. Let's go. Okay, so pretty much the same format is when I do the patch notes comprehensive reviews. I'm going to be reading through this article, interjecting with information I think is relevant, and of course I'm going to leave a link to this Try Hard Guides article in the video description. I encourage you all to go check it out. Anyway, it says up here, the Division Heartland to feature 4 game modes, crossplay, hell yeah, and more. The Division Heartland will feature a total of 4 game modes according to sources, and this is from Tom Henderson. He does the Lord's work for the Battlefield community for Battlefield 2042. He posts articles over in Xfire, and his sources tend to be pretty on the spot, so very believable, credible source here. It says down here, several months ago, I revealed in an exclusive Xfire article, I told you he wrote for Xfire, some key details on the Division Heartland. Details included 2 game modes, the map, the boo, and more. So in his previous article, he kind of reviewed over, I think, some things that we all saw in that original leaked video. We saw the kind of the game modes, the PvE side, the PvP side, kind of the map, the base of operations, the boo, and a little bit more in that leaked footage. But since then, I haven't seen anything on this game, so it's exciting to read about this. Sources have since provided additional key details on the game, including that the game will now have 4 modes instead of 2. So according to Tom Henderson and his sources, they're going to double up on the game modes. As long as the game modes are meaningful and rewarding, I have no problems with adding on extra game modes. And the fact that they're going to 4, that's exciting. He says, we already know of 2 of these modes, with one mode being named Excursion and the other named Storm. Of course, Excursion was the PvE portion of the game, and Storm was the PvEVP portion, kind of what we're used to with PvP survival from the original game. So here's a brief overview of all 4 modes coming to the Division Heartland. And it says down here, so this is Excursion. We already knew about this one. Excursion, which was previously leaked as Expedition, is a PvE mode that is aimed to get you prepared for Storm. So it's learning the map, learning the basics, learning the movements, I guess, looting locations, things like that. In this mode, players need to scavenge, loot, explore, and survive against enemy AI with the objective of extracting from the map via helicopter. So it's basically, I'm going to assume from what it sounds like, a different version, probably a scaled-down version of PvE survival from the original game. Several people had implied that Excursion is essentially the tutorial mode of Storm, where players can get familiar with the map and modes concept before going against other players. So Excursion is, I guess, designed to, it's, you know, a lengthy tutorial to get you ready for Storm. And here's Storm. Storm seems to be Heartland's flagship game mode that is PvPvE. So for those of you that played Survival in the original Division game, this is the PvP side of it. So yes, you can toggle up and kill other enemy agents, or, you know, just go in and try and farm AI, and hopefully you don't get farmed yourself. Just like with Excursion, players need to scavenge, loot, explore, and survive. But of course, unlike Excursion, players need to fight against other players as well as AI. Unlike the majority of Battle Royale and extraction-based games, Storm is a little different in the sense that the gas expands from random points in the map, making each game different and challenging. that is a juicy bit of information there. I remember seeing from the original leaks when they came out on the game that whereas a normal battle royale starts off with a large map and then it has an ever shrinking boundary, could be Firestorm, remember that from Battlefield 5, where the flames come in and force you closer and closer to the center of the map. With the original Division game survival, it was the septicemia and the fact that you needed to be able to try and extract, and the fact that the meds would consistently degrade and they wouldn't keep you alive for as long each time you used them. Your body became immune to them. So that forced you to the center, to the survival. There's other games out there. I know Call of Duty does these with the gas, coming in from the outside, forcing everyone into an ever-shrinking battlefield. Storm apparently doesn't do that. Or Excursion. I don't know. I assume they're probably kind of the same. They have random expanding gas points around the map, so it isn't coming from the outside in and shrinking everyone into a smaller and smaller area, forcing PvP onto you. It's an ever-changing battlefield, so you could have your favorite route, but today your favorite route is covered by toxic gas, so you have to plan around it. Very interesting. I like the fact that there's a lot of randomness to this, I guess, if we can call that. So you can't just plan out, sorry with all these ads, you can't just plan out all your favorite routes and just know where everything is. And that was kind of a problem with the original survival game. I didn't have a problem with it, but a lot of people complained about the fact that there was no randomized loot location. So once you learned where everything was in the map, you could just go right there and you knew there was a weapons chest over there, there was a gear loot crate over there, and you had to have map knowledge to do that. So anyway, here is a new game mode. This is called Nightfall. Nightfall is the third Heartland mode that is an objective-based PvE mode. Just like with Storm, players need to loot up, survive, and extract to your base of operations, the Boo. Nightfall is a little different, though, with added layers to increase the difficulty of the mode have been added. The mode requires players to complete objectives throughout the playthrough. Some of these objectives include deploying beacons, tracking down targets, and collecting agent data. So it sounds a lot like Excursion to me, just with some objective-based gameplay. I guess we'll have to wait and see on that one. Storm sounds like it's going to be, like they said, it's going to be the flagship, the pinnacle of what this game is. Nightfall just sounds like Excursion to me, but with objectives forced onto agents to go around to perform. Okay. It says down here as well, unlike Storm, players cannot extract with a helicopter and instead need to extract via an extraction point on foot at the edge of the map. The catch... That's what it says in there. The catch, players cannot extract from Silver Creek at nightfall and need to survive the night against AI enemies called vultures once the sun goes down. Interesting. So you can't get out by chopper. You have to make it to the edge of the map, and you can't extract at nightfall because you have to survive through the night against enemy AI called vultures once the sun goes down. I wonder if they're like stalkers from the Division 2, which are kind of like, I don't know, light versions of hunters, or maybe they are the hunters. Maybe they're rogue agents. I don't know. But anyway, a little twist on it there. And then they also have something called Hunt. Not much is currently known about Hunt, but sources have suggested that this mode is more PvP based. Presumably, players will need to kill one another without having to deal with AI. In addition to these new modes, sources have confirmed several other key details, including that the Division Heartland will feature cross-play. Hell to the yeah. And it's currently in active testing. Well, that's even better news right there. In addition, the games have had a huge overhaul to the likes of its inventory and gear system, which has made the system more familiar to the Division players. That is really, really interesting. So the fact that they're going to have cross-play, something that I think, in 2022 should be in every single title that's on the market. It's got to. It's got to. And the fact that it's here, that's awesome. That is really cool. So sources have provided, under the request of anonymity, footage and images of the Division Heartland, and from my own impressions, this is Tom Henderson speaking, it does appear that the game is near completion. Wow. Ubisoft has already pushed back Heartland's release several times, but it's expected that the game will release by the end of the year. Okay, so we got 6 months to go. We should be hearing of the game soon, possibly during a Ubisoft showcase, which is expected in the coming months, or it could be shown at this year's Xbox E3 presentation. So that looks like the whole gist of the article there. Of course, I'm going to leave the link, like I said, in the video description. Encourage you to go check it out. It came out, I guess, this morning, June 6th. So there you go. Division Heartland's going to have 4 game modes, and it's going to have cross-play, according to the sources that Tom Henderson spoke with. So Excursion, Storm, which I think we saw from those original leaked footage, Nightfall, which sounds like Excursion but with objectives, and then Hunt. And it says not much is currently known about Hunt, but sources have suggested that this mode is more PvP based. Presumably players will need to kill one another without having to deal with AI. So I'd be really interested to know more about Hunt. What is going on with that? So anyway, what do you guys think about all these new details? Kind of some interesting stuff here. Heartland is something that the Division needs right now. I'm not going to turn this into a Division 2 video, but Division 2 right now is running very poorly for me. So I need something to kind of take my mind off of that fact. So leave me some comments in the video description. Let me know, what do you think about this? Crossplay, the fact that it sounds like we're getting Nightfall and Hunt, so we're going to have 4 game modes. What do you guys think about all of that? Make sure to leave me your feedback and impressions in the comment section below. Is Heartland going to be something you are going to play? Please take a moment to smash that big, beautiful subscribe button and ring the notifications bell. If you could rate and or share this video, it would be greatly appreciated. You can find and follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and over on my community Discord server, which, by the way, just hit 5,000 members this morning. Thank you very much. Links to all my socials in the video description below. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer, signing off.